Yeah, Baruch HaLevi B here from the Defiant Spirit. Wanted to share with you some thoughts. I am out and about camping in Colorado, beautiful Colorado. Love this place. It's where I live. It's my home. I'd say I have two homes. I have Colorado, where my body resides, and Israel, where my heart resides. So that's not this conversation. Maybe we could do a conversation someday on, where's your home? But I want to talk today about nice guys. I just finished a book called No More Mr. Nice Guy. It's a great read. I forgot who wrote it, but it's a great book. Dr. Robert something. Anyways, I recommend it highly for anybody who's a nice guy, who's married to a nice guy. Nice guys in my world, Enneagram 2s, Enneagram 9s. So 2s are the helpers, 9s are the peacemakers, 1s, the reformer, the perfectionist. Sometimes I see them going either way. 6s, the loyalist, also going either way. And of course, not only those types, but disproportionately those types, especially 2s and 9s. I work with a ton of male 2s and 9s who are nice guys or recovering nice guys or committed to being no more Mr. Nice Guy. What's the problem with nice? Well, language is uber important. I talk about language all the time. It shapes our reality. And we've confused nice with good. Good is not always nice. It can be nice, but it doesn't have to be nice. Good is the right thing to do. Good is the loving thing to do. Nice is an avoidance. I call it avoid dance, of dance around the void. Nice guys dance around the void. They dance around conflict. They dance around making other people unhappy. They dance around jeopardizing their relationship or causing, conflict that they can't handle or they perceive they can't handle. So they're nice. They give up on what they need and they tend to other people's needs. They don't say the hard thing. My favorite example is went out to lunch with a nice guy, came home from lunch and had spinach in my teeth. And I was thinking that wasn't nice, right? I want to be around a brother who says, "Hey B, you got spinach in your teeth." Or this happened to me recently when I was teaching a small group and my zipper was down, and one of the guys said, "Psst, zipper down." I'm like, that's kind, right? To go past the discomfort of telling somebody that their zipper is down or their spinach in their teeth or they got a bat in the cave, boogers. And there's a courage in that, right? There's not courage in being nice. Now, it doesn't mean you can't be kind. You should be kind, but they're not the same thing. And that's the problem. We've confused them as being the same. They're not the same. No More Mr. Nice Guy is about stepping into the hard conversations, stepping into the void and not dancing around the void. Another big part of No More Mr. Nice Guy is, and I see this all the time when I'm counseling, is the word no. No is one of the kindest words you will ever utter. It's one of the most loving words you will ever utter. As an Enneagram 8, I know that. I need to learn from my, softer 2 counterparts and by the way, obviously this is guys, gals, human beings, but the book is really geared towards men. Anyways, I see Enneagram 2s and Enneagram 9s especially having such a conflictual relationship with the word no, N-O. It is scary to them. It feels unloving. They've been molded into believing it's good to say yes, it's bad to say no. It is better to give than receive. Bullshit. That is a definite way to burn out, to cause resentment, and to live a life of a nice guy where it's actually not nice. When it's yours to say no, you gotta say no. When it's yours to say yes, you gotta say yes. But if you say yes when it's not yours, it's not kind because you build up resentment. You become depleted. You burn out. You can't sustain that. That's not loving. And also, people have a right to meet your needs. People have a right to give back to you. They need that. One of my favorite examples, but one of the most defining examples of this is counseling a woman on her deathbed who was the quintessential helper, Enneagram 2, give, 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 give. She wouldn't let anybody come in and tend to her and take care of her on her deathbed. They wanted to come say goodbye, her friends and her extended family, and she wouldn't let them because she couldn't give them anything. And finally we talked about it, and I don't know if I convinced her, but she was moved to change her beliefs about that. And it hinged around the idea that you are giving to somebody, to your loved one, by receiving them, by letting them give to you, right? It is not nice to give, and not receive. People need to give to you, and you need to learn how to receive. You have needs. Nice guys believe they don't have needs, or they tell themselves they don't have needs, or they subjugate their needs. They're just not as important. That's not nice. It's not true. You have needs. You're a human being. You're not God, right? You're not beyond this world. You're in this world, and you have needs in this world. You got to get them met as an act of kindness, as an act of goodness, as an act of integrity. Another favorite book I have is by Parker Palmer, and it's called Hidden Wholeness. And he talks about the consequence of when we live these sort of divided lives, these false lives where we pretend like we don't have needs, as an example. We cause divisions. Divisions out in the world, in our relationships, in ourselves. I see this with nice guys. They've compartmentalized their lives to put away behind a closed door their needs. You got to open that door. You got to have the courage to share with others what's going on behind that door, and put yourself back at the center of your life. There's another big one. I call this being self-centered. Nice guys tend to be selfless, but you know what? Selfless is not a good thing. That's not what we should be striving towards. To be selfless is to have no sense of self. Nobody wants to be in a relationship with somebody who doesn't have a sense of self. I want to be in a relationship with somebody who's self-centered, centered at the center of their life, not selfish. Selfish is taking what's not yours. It's taking when it's not yours. It's all about you. But self-centered is I am at the center of my life. I am grounded. I am anchored. I am rooted. I know who I am. And I invite you in to be in relationship with me, the true me, not a version of me. Selfless is running around, taking care of everybody else. And nobody knows who you are. There's no there. There's no you there. And you can feel when you're with somebody who doesn't have that sense of self, that sense of identity, and they're not at the center of their life. And then who are they in relationship with? It's not you. It's a version of you. It's a variation of you. It's a fragment of you. Nobody wants to be in relationship with the false you. And so you got to get centered you got to get to the center of your life, stand there, anchor yourself in values and integrity. And sometimes that's just not nice. Sometimes you'll have to say no. Sometimes you'll lose relationships. Doesn't mean you're going to be liked. Doesn't even mean you're going to be loved. It means you're going to be respected. And that's really what a nice guy needs to strive towards, is being a respected guy. And I say this to my kids all the time. My love for you is unconditional. You could be an axe murderer. I won't respect you, right? But I'll love you. Respect is earned. You got to earn my respect. And that's by living a life of respect, of integrity, of goodness, I don't care if you're nice. I care if you're anchored in good values and you're living them out, in all aspects of your life. So the same is true with the nice guy, right? Give up on nice, get back to values, get back to being rooted, get back to respect. And last but not least, I would say one of my takeaways from this book and counseling nice guys is radical responsibility. I don't think he says this in the book. This is Viktor Frankl, my teacher, mentor, that the last of human freedoms is to choose your attitude, to choose your way, to choose your response in life. Nobody gets to choose it for you. Nice guys will often say, they're married to maybe a more dominant woman who isn't nice, but she gets her needs met. She makes me feel small. She makes me feel bad when I do X, Y, and Z. She has done this to me. I've been walked on, right? You've been walked on, right? What are you doing lying on the ground? It's a famous rabbinic teaching. Get off the ground. Nobody should walk on you. You shouldn't be on the ground in the first place to be walked on. A nice guy gets walked on because he lets it happen. But a good guy takes radical responsibility. Nobody makes me feel anything. I choose to be upset. I choose to feel small. I choose to let their anger in. That's my choice, right? And it doesn't mean that it's a one-way street. It's all on you. There's a two-way street, but you can't take responsibility for the other side of the street, for hers or your kids or your parents or your coworker, whatever it is. You can only take responsibility for what's yours, and what's yours is allowing anyone or anything into your head, allowing their emotions to become your emotions, allowing their choices to dictate your direction. You always can say no. You always can draw a line in the sand. Boundaries, big one, right? People can't cross your boundaries. You can only let them cross your boundaries. Boundary setting, and not just like bullshit, I'm going to draw a boundary. No, it's unspoken. It's when you have clarity of this is my value and this is my integrity, and I will not do that and I will not accept that. Then people can't cross your boundaries because they know that they're there. They know it's not just a line in the sand, it's a impenetrable wall. And over time, you start setting these boundaries, you start believing in these boundaries, you start loving these boundaries. Nobody can cross them, and nobody will make you feel anything. Nobody will make you do anything. That's taking radical responsibility. As Viktor Frankl says, responsibility, the ability to choose your response to life. So those are just some key takeaways from the book. I recommend it if you're a nice guy, or if you're married to a nice guy or gal, but I think it's a different set of circumstances when it's a nice gal and a nice guy. But either way, it's a great book. And just some takeaways if you are living your life in that way or married to somebody like that. And this is my, I would say, area of expertise. It's what I gravitate towards, because if you look at the Enneagram 8, the challenger, and Enneagram 2, the helper, are the sort of yin yangs of this space. 2s are the quintessential yes men and women. They say yes. 8s are the quintessential no men or women, and we say no. I got to learn how to say yes. I got to learn how to soften the boundaries, soften my approach, take, tend to other people's needs as much as I do my own. And I learned that from the 2s. There's beautiful things to learn from a healthy good 2 or good 9 or good man or good woman, but not nice. And that's the point. And so I end up working with a lot of nice guys, or nice women, or women who are married to nice guys. So anyways, if you want to stop being nice and start being good, right, get out there and do these and more. I'd love to hear from you, hear about your experience of being a nice guy or with a nice guy, or if you're interested in learning how to be nice guy no more, give me a shout. Be at defiantspirit.org. Until the next time, defy your number, live your spirit, get out there and be good, but not necessarily nice.